Listen up, because what's about to go down in Chicago is going to change everything. While a historic announcement shakes the very foundation of this city, our Bears just took the hardest hit right before the game that could define the entire season. Two key pieces out, and the Packers are licking their chops, ready to end us on our own turf. But hold up! What you're about to find out about Green Bay's injuries and Johnson's secret game plan is going to blow your mind. If you dip now, you'll miss the truth about who's really walking away with the W on Saturday. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and stick around till the end, because this one's about to get wild. Chicago just made history, and I'm not exaggerating one bit. For the first time ever, this city is getting a Division I college football program. Do you realize how massive that is? For a city like Chicago, with our deep sports roots and our die-hard football culture, finally having our own D1 college team competing at the highest level? This is monumental. The Board of Trustees at Chicago State University just unanimously approved the launch of the Cougars football program, set to kick off in 2026. And this isn't some small-time experiment. We're talking serious investment, top-tier facilities, and a real commitment to building football on the South Side. And here's the wildest part. After more than 3 years of intense planning, fundraising, and prep work, they pulled it off. University President Zoldwanica Scott said it best. Launching football at Chicago State marks the beginning of a new era, not just for the school, but for the entire city. And she's absolutely right. Because look, Chicago is a football town. We're the home of the Bears, the monsters of the Midway, the most savage defensive legacy in the NFL. But we've never had a Division I college program repping this city. Northwestern? That's in Evanston. Technically, the suburbs. But Chicago State, the Cougars, they're going to be the team of the city. The plan is smart and ambitious. They'll start as an independent in 2026 to keep their schedule flexible and face a wide range of opponents. Then, in 2027, they'll join the Northeast Conference for structured, consistent competition. They've already got their head coach, Bobby Rome II, who was hired back in April and is ready to start building the roster. And when asked about recruiting, Rome said they're looking at the post-New Year's transfer portal like it's Christmas morning. That's their golden window to bring in instant impact talent. They're not messing around with facilities either. They're building a natural grass practice field on campus, a project costing over $700 grand. And while the long-term goal is a $50 million on-campus stadium, they'll play their first home games at SeatGeek Stadium in Bridgeview. The debut game is set for August 29th, 2026. Let me ask you, doesn't this sound like exactly what Chicago needed? Think about what this means. It means opportunities for young athletes from the South Side to stay home and play high-level college ball. It means a new rallying point for the community, a new tradition to bring together students, alumni, and locals. It means football in Chicago is about to level up like never before. And I'm not the only one who sees it. Kevin Warren, president and CEO of the Chicago Bears, publicly backed the program, highlighting how football can inspire youth and build lasting traditions in our city's rich sports culture. You think that's a coincidence? That the most iconic franchise in Chicago is backing this move? Nah, this is part of something bigger. This is about building a football ecosystem in Chicago, from youth leagues to college to the NFL. And that benefits everyone, including our Bears. Because when you've got a strong college program in your city, when you've got homegrown talent developing locally, when football culture runs deep at every level, that raises the game for everybody, that builds a smarter, more passionate, more loyal fan base. Chicago State is making history, and we get to witness it from day one. The Cougars are going to rep this city with pride, with grit, with that classic Chicago mindset we all know and love. And personally, I can't wait to see that first game on August 29th, 2026. You gonna be there? You gonna ride with the Cougars from day one? Drop a comment and let me know if you're as hyped as I am about this historic move. Now let's talk about something that hits us directly as Bears fans. And I mean directly, because this is going to shape what our team looks like Saturday night against the Packers. Ben Johnson just confirmed that both Rome Odunze and Luther Burden III are out for Week 16, And I know what you're thinking. Man, this is a disaster! And yeah, you're right to be worried. Losing your two most explosive wideouts right before the biggest game of the season? That's a brutal blow. It hurts, no doubt. Odunze and Burden have been crucial for stretching the field, opening up space for DJ Moore and Colston Loveland, and keeping defences honest. Without them, the Packers can stack the box, bring their safeties up, and focus entirely on shutting down our run game and doubling Moore and Loveland. But here's the thing, and this is what I need you to understand. It's not over, because while we lost two key receivers, the Packers lost Micah Parsons to a torn ACL, and if you know anything about football, you know losing your best pass rusher, your most dominant defensive player, is just as devastating. And that's not all. The Packers are also dealing with injuries to Zach Tom on the O-line and Evan Williams in the secondary. So yeah, we're banged up, but so are they. Now let's talk about how the Bears are going to respond. Caleb Williams is going to have to lean hard on DJ Moore and Colston Loveland, and honestly, that's not a bad plan. Loveland has been lights out this year. Since week 6, he's led the team with 455 receiving yards, more than Moore. Burden or Odunze, and yeah, Odunze missed the last 2 games, but the point stands. Loveland has earned Williams' trust and become his go-to guy in crunch time. And isn't that exactly why we drafted Loveland in the first round? This kid isn't just making plays as a receiver. He's blocking like a seasoned vet, creating lanes in the run game, being a true all-around tight end. And now, with Odunze and Burden out, he's going to have to step up even more. And I believe he's ready. DJ Moore's going to have to rise too. He's had success against the Packers before, and now he's the undisputed WR1. He's going to see double coverage on nearly every snap. He's going to have to win one-on-ones. He's going to have to lead this receiver room. But here's what's got me feeling good. With Parsons out, Green Bay's pass rush is going to be way less dangerous. That means Caleb Williams will have more time to go through his reads, find late opening receivers, and use his legs to extend plays and make something out of nothing. And then there's the run game. Ben Johnson said it best. No matter where you're standing or what your role is, you're always being evaluated. That goes double for our running backs. DeAndre Swift is dealing with a groin injury, but Kyle Monangai showed last game that he can do serious damage. In the second half against the Packers 2 weeks ago, we ran for 90 yards on 19 carries, wearing down their defense. If we can establish the run early on Saturday, keep the Packers honest, and stop them from fully selling out to stop the run, we'll have chances in the passing game. Johnson also emphasized the importance of roster depth this late in the season. He said, a 17-game season is a war of attrition. Guys are going to go down, come back, hit IR, come off it. You're trying to piece it all together, and the expectation is still to find a way to win. That mindset, that's exactly what we need right now, because injuries are part of the game. Every team deals with them. What separates the good teams from the great ones is how they respond when their stars are out. It's about the next man up. It's about coaches adjusting the game plan to maximize what they've still got. And I believe Ben Johnson and this coaching staff are more than ready to do just that. We're going to see more screens. We're going to see Williams using his legs more. We're going to see Loveland lining up in the slot like a wideout. We're going to see Olamide Zacchaeus and our running backs more involved in the passing game. Is it ideal? No. Would we rather have Odunze and Burden? Of course. But can we win without them? Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, football is a team sport. It's not about 1 or 2 guys. It's about 11 players doing their job on every snap. It's about trusting your teammates, believing in the system, and finding a way to win no matter what. And that's exactly what the Bears are going to do Saturday night. Do you believe Loveland and Moore can carry this offense? Do you think Williams is going to have his best game when we need it most? Drop a comment and let me know. Now we get to the million-dollar question. Who's going to win Saturday night? Bears versus Packers for the top spot in the NFC North under the lights at Soldier Field. It doesn't get better than this, folks. Gene Chamberlain from Sports Illustrated broke down this matchup in detail, and I'm going to walk you through my take on every part of this game because you need to understand What's at stake here? Let's start with the Bears' run game versus the Packers' run defense. In the last matchup, we ran for 90 yards on 19 carries in the second half after struggling early. It looked like we were wearing them down, and that's exactly the game plan we need to bring again Saturday. Swift's groin injury is a concern, but Monangai showed he can bring the heat. And here's the twist. Green Bay is going to sell out to stop the run. They'll bring their safeties into the box, press their corners, blitz like crazy, because they know we're down our two top deep threats. But let me ask you, ain't that exactly what we want? If the Packers are so focused on stopping the run that they completely disrespect Caleb Williams' arm, that means we'll get one-on-one matchups on the outside. That means when Williams has time, he'll find open receivers. That means we can punish them for being too aggressive. But first, we got to make them respect the run. We got to get some early wins on the ground. If we can do that, if we can get some chunk plays early, this game could swing fast. Advantage, Bears. Now, Bears passing game versus Packers pass defense. Losing Burden and Odunze doesn't leave us empty. Moore has had plenty of big games against the Packers, and Loveland can step into a bigger role, especially in the slot. The key will be what we can get from Zacchaeus and our backs as pass catchers. And here's where Swift's injury could really hurt, because he's been a weapon catching passes out of the backfield. On the Packers' side, they didn't generate much pass rush last game, and their coverage got exposed once Parsons was out. The Bears might lean more on screens this time, and Williams' scrambling ability could be a huge factor if the Packers start blitzing to generate pressure. Evan Williams' injury in the secondary could be a major issue for Green Bay. They're thin back there at the worst possible time. I think this part of the game is a toss-up. Both teams have strengths and weaknesses here. No advantage. Packers run game versus Bears run defense. Josh Jacobs is supposedly banged up, but he looked pretty healthy last week. Ripped off a long touchdown run and even caught a pass like a wideout. Our run defense has been up and down all year, but when we've got both Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards on the field like we do this week, it's a different story. We still give up some leaks, but we're not getting gashed like before. We held the Packers' 18th ranked run game to 117 yards last time, and if we can do that again, or better, we'll be in great shape. No advantage. Packers passing game versus Bears pass defense. Without Zach Tom at tackle, Montez Sweat could make some noise off the edge. But what we really need is interior pressure. That's what's always rattled Jordan Love the most. If we have to blitz to get it, we could get burned like last time. Deep shots or short passes that Watson turns into long touchdowns. Love's gotten better at avoiding pressure, sliding in the pocket, throwing off his back foot, and still hitting big plays. We're healthier on defense, but we're still missing Kyler Gordon, and that's a big deal against a team that loves to attack the slot. We're also still lacking consistent pressure on the QB. Oh, we'll need to play more zone coverage to contain Love. Advantage, Packers, special teams. If it weren't for Cairo Santos being a little shaky, we'd have a big edge here. He missed from 35 yards last week, but overall, he's missed fewer field goals than Green Bay's Brandon McManus. Our return units, both kicks and punts, have the edge thanks to Devin Duvernay. But injuries might force some of our special teams guys into bigger roles on offense or defense. Daniel Whelan has had a monster year punting for the Packers, averaging over 51 yards. But Torrey Taylor's still booming it at 47.8 and has 5 more punts inside the 20, including one inside the 1-yard line last week. We give up 13 fewer net yards on punt returns. The Packers are slightly better at covering kicks, but we're way better at returning them, especially punts, where we average 5 more yards per return. Advantage, Bears, coaching. The last coaching battle came down to a play that had Green Bay's defense fooled, but Williams didn't execute. This time, it's all about which staff are just better to a depleted roster. Ben Johnson's been doing that all year. Matt LaFleur has too, but this time, he's missing his best player. No advantage, intangibles. The Bears have lost 14 of the last 15 at home to Green Bay, but there's been a clear shift in the level of competition when these two line up. This is a much more even fight now, and when things are even, home field can make a huge difference. No advantage. Now Chamberlain's prediction, Bears 24, Packers 23. DraftKings has the Bears favored by 1.5 with an over-under of 46.5. And there's been a big swing in the betting line since Parsons went down. Green Bay was favored before that. Chamberlain says Love will get his big plays, but this time Williams won't miss the key throws late, and Santos won't miss from inside 40 when it matters most. And I agree with that prediction, with one warning. This game is going to be close. It's going to be a dogfight. Every possession will matter. Every coaching decision will be huge. Every single play could swing the outcome. And you know what? That's exactly the kind of game we want. Because when things get tough, when the pressure's on, when everything's on the line, that's when real teams separate from the pretenders. And I believe this Bears team is ready for that moment. We've been building toward this all season. We've overcome adversity. We've won games we weren't supposed to. We've developed an identity, a winning mindset, a belief in ourselves that you can't fake. And Saturday night, under the lights at Soldier Field, with all of Chicago watching, we're going to prove we're the best team in the NFC North. Do you believe the Bears are going to win Saturday? Do you trust Williams to make the plays when it counts? Do you think our defense can shut down Love in the clutch? Drop a comment. I need to know what Bears Nation is thinking before this massive game. Look, we just covered 3 huge stories that are going to shape the future of the Bears and football in Chicago. From the historic launch of Chicago State's program, to the brutal injuries to Odunze and Burden, to the full breakdown of Saturday's showdown with Green Bay. But now, I need you to get involved. First question. Are you going to support the Chicago State Cougars when they start playing in 2026? Hey, whoa! Do you think having a Division I college program in the city will strengthen our football culture? Second question. Do you believe Colston Loveland and DJ Moore can carry this offense without Odunze and Burden? Or are you worried we'll struggle to move the ball against the Packers? Third question. Who do you think is going to win Saturday night? Bears or Packers? And by how many points? I want to see your answers in the comments right now. I want to know what the real Bears fan base is thinking, because you are the reason I make these videos. You're the reason I wake up every day excited to talk about this team. And if you're not subscribed to this channel yet, what are you waiting for? This is the home of the most exclusive news, the deepest analysis, and the most authentic passion for the Chicago Bears you'll find on YouTube. We're a family here. We're Bears Nation. And together, we're going to live every moment of this historic season. So hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Because I promise you, tomorrow, we've got more breaking news, more exclusive analysis, more content you can't miss. Saturday night, when the Bears take the field against the Packers, I want every single one of you watching, supporting, believing, because this is our moment, this is our season. Bear down, Chicago, bear down. See you in the next video.